Hi, my name is Felicity Boyd.
Hi, I'm Kaylee Johnson.
Hi, my name is Natalie Howell.
Hi, my name is Isha Baligan.
Hi, I'm Jawasia.
We want to acknowledge that we identify as settlers and are honored to live on the traditional unceded territories of the Lekwungen and Songhees, Timucua Treaty Association with Saanich, Cayuse, Umatilla, and Walla Walla nations.
This video discusses the final report of the National Inquiry into Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls, Call for Justice 6.1, which is to call upon media professionals, journalists, producers, writers, and musicians to take a decolonizing approach by reporting with accuracy, telling Indigenous stories with respect, and educating rather than exploiting. The media has a huge influence on how we see the world and others. It decides which stories matter and which are left untold. For Indigenous women, girls, and 2SLGBTQQIA people, the media has been a source of harm and misinformation rather than truth. As Marian Buhler states, many families who lost loved ones chose not to participate in the National Inquiry due to the fear of how the media would portray them. This is the reality of media in Canada, as it is a system that distorts, exploits, or erases Indigenous voices, but change is possible. Indigenous women, girls, and 2SLGBTQQIA+ people have faced harmful, hypersexualized stereotypes in the media due to settler colonialism. Call to Action 6.1 Part 4 urges us to take proactive steps to break down these stereotypes that are meant to demean and dehumanize Indigenous women. Colonization created three key stereotypes of Indigenous women: the Queen, depicting Indigenous women as militant mothers; the Princess, which further sexualized Indigenous women; and a derogatory slur portraying them as dirty, immoral, and unworthy.
These stereotypes evolved with the process of colonization and are used as a weapon against Indigenous women, girls, and 2SLGBTQQI+ peoples. They are also used as a reason for them to be blamed for sexualized violence and exploitation. We must challenge these narratives and amplify authentic Indigenous voices within the media.
The misrepresentation and underrepresentation of Indigenous women, girls, and 2SLGBTQQIA people continues to be illustrated in present-day forms of media which perpetuate harmful false notions surrounding the image of Indigenous women, girls, and 2SLGBTQQIA people. The media continues to harmfully stereotype these individuals, blaming these victims for the violence committed against them, rather than acknowledging and dismantling the racist, colonial, social, and structural inequalities which they face. The persistent underrepresentation and misrepresentation of Indigenous women, girls, and 2SLGBTQQIA people continues to occur in areas such as physical, emotional, and sexual violence, as well as in sports, popular culture, and film, mobilizing the attack on Indigenous women by silencing their voices and replacing those voices with false narratives.
Call for Justice 6.1 is prompting significant changes, including shifts in funding and more attention to Indigenous grain-based production protocols. Building on this momentum, governments can strengthen laws, secure enough resources, and work closely with Indigenous leaders. Doing so will increase accountability, build trust, and encourage more balanced media portrayals. One key priority is ensuring stable long-term funding for community-led projects like crisis lines, shelters, and support networks. Relying on short-term grants just isn't enough. Digital platforms also need funding so that they can highlight Indigenous voices, preserve languages, and share impactful stories. These supports work best when they're culturally appropriate, including traditional practices and elder guidance. Working together across different platforms can change how information is shared and used. Collaboration can help with bigger problems like gaps in social services. A community-driven approach can encourage governments and media organizations to uphold respect for Indigenous peoples and support self-determination and cultural understanding.
The media holds immense power in shaping public perception, making it vital to ensure fair and accurate representations of Indigenous women, girls, and 2SLGBTQQIA+ people. Their stories deserve to be told with respect, truth, and dignity, centering the voices of their families and communities. When Indigenous people share their own experiences, they bring invaluable knowledge and perspective, offering a deeper, more authentic understanding of their lives. As the media often makes it difficult to find holistic and authentic stories, I want to highlight voices and sources that come directly from Indigenous women creators.
The Call for Justice 6.1 encourages us to take meaningful action towards amplifying authentic Indigenous voices and promote respectful and accurate representations of Indigenous women, girls, and 2SLGBTQQI+ peoples within the media. By working alongside Indigenous leaders, securing long-term funding, and strengthening the laws, we can build trust with a media that reflects the truth.